All right, and tick 1.
All Middle-earth knows the tale of the War of the Ring. But there are older tales. Her name was Hera. By her hand, many great deeds were done. But do not look for tales of her in the old songs. There are none.
Have faith. You must have faith.
The path we took to choosing the story of Helm Hammerhand was the story of this unnamed daughter.
It just says there's a daughter, but there's no name. Everyone else has a name.
Fran Walsh named Hera because we had Helm and his sons Haleth and Hammer. So we knew it had to be an H. She is so central to the conflict, and yet she remains unnamed.
One of the greatest things about all of Tolkien's storytelling, but especially The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, is centering the people who don't want to fight. She, like Frodo, just wants to be with her family and be in her life.
We needed somebody to lead the story. No! Because, Helm will die in the middle. Father. So how do we then connect this and make it a complete arc of a movie?
そういった人がヘルムの戦争をね裏で見てきて、その結末をどういうふうに実は導いたのかっていうもう一本
Do it.
サブプロットがそこに生まれることですごく太い映画のストーリーを作れるんじゃないかなと感じて、そこが脚本を開発していく上で。
We were both really wanting to make sure that even in an anime world that we would have the freedom to portray a character that wasn't a comic book superhero rendering of a female protagonist.
You know nothing of war.
I'm the fastest rider you have.
存在がもともとあって世界の中にね。でシールドメイデンからすでにこの物語がスタートする段階である程度の教えを受けているキャラクターにしよう。
I fought beside your father once. Broke my shield in that battle. He said, it's not broken, it's just broken in. The shield maidens are the women who took up arms to defend themselves when basically all the men had gone. They had no choice but to fight.
Hera is of that tradition. The blood of those women flows in her veins. And so she's also the precursor, I think, for an incredible character that Professor Tolkien wrote, who is probably the strongest inspiration that we took for her, which is the character of Éowyn. This is the link between those worlds.
Do you want to carry on through to the no?
And one of the great gifts that came to us was Gaia Weiss playing the character of Hera.
They'd done a sketch of her and her warrior outfit, and I got very, very excited. I'm part Scottish. I live in the Highlands. I like having a real connection with nature, which I found immediately when I read Hera. Beware dark waters that hide old secrets.
Hera started to become more and more real. The more and more we got to work with Gaia.
Hearing her voice, hearing the energy and the sort of spark that she brings to that character, I cannot think of anyone else who could have brought her to life in that way.
Get your hands off me! Let me go! Let me go!
She's a kick-ass female character, which I just think is fantastic.
You think I am afraid of you?
You should be. And you see her being given all these mighty, mighty things that she has to hold on her shoulders. He's building a siege tower. He means to breach the walls. There's this mounting sense that she has to defend her people. She has to be the savior.
You've already called the evacuation.
The Hornburg is our only chance. Come on, Ashida. Time to leave.
That line, what was that old poem?
We had a young female writer writing a young character for this great young female actress.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And I think you can feel that coming through. And what was great about that was that Kenji embraced that so wholeheartedly.
僕が今まで作ってきた作品も女性が主人公の作品が多かったんですね。で、やっぱそのリーダーシップを持っている女性が屈強な男たちをね支持して行動していくっていうのはアニメーションを今までも作る中ですごく面白いなと思ってたんですね、その構造が。
It's none of your business who my daughter marries.
I have no thoughts of marriage at all.
There's something quite modern about Hera. She's a sort of emancipated woman in her own right. And the father is playing catch-up. What are you doing?
I pledge to fight for my king.
Don't be a fool, child.
He definitely underestimates her courage and her power and her tenacity and her unwavering faithfulness to him. I feel like he sees so much of himself in her, which is probably what worries him.
You're brave and clever and stronger than I knew. I was blind not to see it. This is sort of anticipating a shift in that dynamic. Don't let go! And that is what's interesting from Helm's point of view. The day you were born, I was brought to my knees. My pride, my joy. You could rule the world.
She is placed in an impossible position where she must rise to the occasion for her people. And she loses everything in the process. And she is able to do it by finding inner strength in herself.
And that's what sort of drew us to Hera, was a story about a leader trying to survive dire circumstances.
All of the versions of the Ring stories that have been told for cinema have focused on the male characters. And in this, it's the women that have the agency.
And I think that's what you feel when you see this movie. You feel her energy, you feel her passion, you feel her fear. She feels real.
We tried to make Hera someone who has a journey, was to learn how to do these extraordinary things she does, and who does so only at the utmost end of need, as Tolkien would say.
Being as connected as I've been to her for the last 3 years through the process of making this film, I hope some of that tenacity and courage has come into my everyday life as well.
I never wanted a crown. It was always meant for others.
But you would have worn it well.
The king will always have my sword, my loyalty, and my love.